Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And I was thinking recently that as a minimalist and an environmental scientist, there are things that I just don't buy anymore, either for the planet or to save money, or because I just don't want the clutter in my house. And today I thought I would run through that list. This is by all means not a comprehensive list, but just some of the things that I no longer buy, and it has saved me thousands of dollars. And so, let's get started. And the very first thing is actually the thing that I minimized first when I was starting my minimalism journey because it was the absolute easiest place for me to start, and that is physical movies and video games. And this is because I simply download the digital versions of these things. Whenever I want a movie, I will download it on Apple, or if I want a game, I'll download it directly to my console. And this prevents me from having to switch out movies or games whenever I want to watch or play something new. And that really helps to keep me from losing these items. And this was the very first thing I took care of when minimizing because I hated the clutter that physical movies and video games brought into my home. And the second thing is a really big one. This is probably before video games and movies. This is probably the very first thing that I cut out of my life, and that is plastic water bottles. These are both terrible for the environment and for your wallet. This is the least economical way to get your water. And if you've seen my previous videos, you know that I have a reusable water bottle that I use for everything and take anywhere. And it was only $20, so even there you fill it up a few times and you've gotten your money's worth out of it. Plus, tap water is more highly regulated than bottled water, so a lot of the times the tap water that comes out of your faucets is going to be cleaner than the bottled water that you buy at the store. And by all means, if you don't have access to clean drinking water, please continue to use plastic water bottles. But if you do have access to clean drinking water like we do in my town, then there is no excuse to keep using plastic water bottles. So please stop doing that. The next thing is sunglasses. And I mentioned this in my previous video about things that I only own one of and how I have really bad eyesight, so I have to use prescription sunglasses. So I can't even buy the sunglasses that they sell in the stores anymore. So that really is pretty much the only reason that I don't buy sunglasses anymore. But I did make sure to get a pair that has a timeless look so that I can use them for the rest of time and they'll never go out of style. And the next item on the list are greeting cards. I hate greeting cards. If I get a greeting card and it does not have a personalized message in it, it goes straight in the trash. And people just throw them in the trash anyway. And if you don't, why do you have 5 million greeting cards laying around? And they're expensive. I bought a card for my mom for Mother's Day. This is an exception. It was an $8 greeting card. Like, it's a piece of paper. Why? And most of the time, people don't even write personalized messages in these cards, and they'll just sign their name like the generic greeting in the card is enough to make it personal and nice and loving. So, what's the point if you're not going to write a personalized message in it? And plus, I prefer a handwritten letter instead. Get a piece of paper, write me a letter. I'm going to cherish it and love it forever and probably keep it forever because when it comes to sentimental items, I have no self-control. Don't give me a greeting card. Thank you. The next thing on my list is professional manicures. Now, I used to love getting my nails done. I used to love seeing what my nail tech would come up with and having my nails look really nice. And I still love seeing people's nails after they get them done. But it started to get expensive. Getting your nails done in the US is very expensive. And, I also didn't like having to sit there for hours while getting my nails done. There's just a lot of other stuff I would rather do than sit there and getting my nails done. And I don't do my own nails at home very often, but I do have a UV lamp and some gel nail polish. And so I will probably once a month do my own nails. And it doesn't last as long as professional nails, but for a while my nails do look really nice. And I really do enjoy the time that I spend doing my own nails because I can watch YouTube or I can listen to an audiobook. And so it's a really nice experience that I can do that in my own home. And the next item I haven't used in a very long time, and that's fabric softeners, laundry detergents, and dryer sheets. And that's simply because one, they're terrible for the environment, and two, they're terrible for your own health. A lot of stuff found in generic laundry products are actually endocrine disruptors. Actually, a lot of things in your house disrupt your endocrine systems, which means that they're messing with your hormones. So I am very, very conscious about bringing clean products into my house. I'll generally just use a washing soda or I'll use a different clean laundry detergent. I'm not exactly sure the brand, but if I figure it out, I'll pop it up on the screen here. And a lot of these products are unnecessary. You don't need fabric softener. I just use vinegar and I found that it works just as good as expensive fabric softener that you'll buy in the store. A lot of these products are just a waste of money. And when it comes to dryer sheets, you can use the wool dryer balls, but I actually don't use anything. And my clothes come out just fine. And so a lot of these products are just there to get you to buy them, and people buy them, and they're just a waste of money. I also don't buy stain removers, and that's because pretty much if you wash your things on cold, the stain's gonna come right out. I have never had a stain that I haven't been able to get out by just washing my clothes on cold. And number 7 is cookbooks. And this doesn't mean that I don't own any cookbooks. I do have a few cookbooks that I've gotten as gifts in the past. And this also doesn't mean that I don't have some cookbooks on my wish list. I do. I have one on Italian cooking that I want and one by Half Baked Harvest that I would really like. But this is simply because I can look up recipes online. I have a recipe binder that I keep all of my recipes in, and I just look up recipes online whenever I want something new to eat. And I know, like I mentioned previously, Half Baked Harvest, they have an online counterpart. So I look up a lot of recipes on there. I also look on All Recipes and a few other recipe websites. And I've learned how to make a lot of tasty foods, and you don't really need cookbooks to do that. And plus, there's really no convenient way to store cookbooks. I currently have them up here in my office instead of down in my kitchen because I cannot find a good way to store these. If I leave them out on the counter, they make my brain fuzzy because there's clutter on my countertops. But if I don't have anywhere to put them in my cabinets because that's where I keep my appliances, and I also have pantry cabinets. And so really it all comes down to I can't find a place to store these items. So I just don't buy them. Another thing that I find completely unnecessary are magazines. Like you see the magazines in the racks at the grocery stores or at really any store ever. And people even buy magazines anymore or even read them because you can find everything that you want online. And really, there is no useful information on them. My area does send out like a monthly Midwestern Indiana magazine. I don't really know what it's called, but we just get it in the mail every month. And I don't know how I started getting this magazine because my mom gets it too. If you live in Indiana, do you get this magazine? Do you know what I'm talking about? But anyway, that's pretty much the only magazine I get, and it's against my will. But I do find some useful recipes in there. I really enjoy cooking, if you can't tell from the last 2 items I've talked about. But I do find some nice recipes in there, and then it goes right in my recycling bin. So if you send out these magazines, please stop sending them to me. Thank you. And number 9 is travel-sized products. And my husband and I do travel a lot, but travel-sized products are not cost effective. They're actually very expensive for how little you get. And I would much prefer to buy just the travel size bottles that you refill with your own products because that really is the most cost effective way to do it. And that's what we've been doing since we've gotten married and gotten together. And this method really seems to work for us. There is one exception. I do buy travel size deodorant to keep in my backpack. If you've seen the video where I go through what I keep in my bag, you will see that I have a little tiny deodorant that I keep in my bag. And that's really the only travel size product that I do regularly buy. Number 10 is seasonal decor. There is an exception to this rule. I do buy Christmas decor and I do buy Halloween/harvest decor, whatever falls into that category, but I'm not decorating for every single holiday. Like right now, some people are decorating for spring, and then after spring, it'll be 4th of July. Then after 4th of July, it'll be whatever comes after 4th of July. I don't have a calendar. But you have to store all of that stuff. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. I love my apartment and I don't want to move until we move out of Indiana. But I don't have anywhere to store any additional items like that. I can easily store my Christmas and my harvest items in my laundry closet. But other than that, I don't have space to store stuff for every single holiday. Not that I would want to anyway. I don't really get into other holidays besides Halloween and Christmas. And I'd rather buy decor that is timeless, that I can enjoy and display year round. And this has actually saved me a ton of money. I go into TJ Maxx pretty regularly. I don't really shop as a hobby, but I do like going into TJ Maxx just to see if I can find some products that I use regularly at a discount. And they always have seasonal decor. And I'm always like, oh, this is cute, but really not practical for the point I'm at in my own life. I love to see your seasonal decor. I go to my sister's house and she decorates for the seasons, and I love seeing how she's incorporated the seasons into her home, and I think it's very beautiful. But it just doesn't work in our small home. Now, number 11 is souvenirs, but there's a little bit of leeway in this category. I have bought, if you've noticed this poison apple behind me, I did get that at Disney whenever we went the last past summer, but really that and a couple of pairs of ears are pretty much the only things that I brought home from that trip. And I bought this because it's a candle, so I can burn the candle, and then whenever the candle's gone, I can clean out the inside and use it to store trinkets or bookmarks or what have you. And I thought it was a really cute piece to keep on my bookshelf to remind us of that trip. But other than that, I have a personal vendetta against souvenirs. It's very serious. Most souvenirs are such a waste of money. They're generally all cheap and break easily, and the t-shirts, the lettering will crack after like 2 washes. I do have an Orlando sweatshirt that I got on our honeymoon whenever we honeymooned in Disney. We're that couple. And the lettering is all cracked. I just wear it to bed now. And really, the only souvenirs I have are the ones that I've bought at Disney, as mentioned previously. And I have a couple of t-shirts that I sleep in. But I'm not buying things every single time I go to a new place. I do have a Smash Penny collection, and that's usually the only souvenir that I'll bring back from a place is a penny with like wherever we went on it, and I'll keep it in a container on my bookshelves. And I'd rather just take pictures and jot down memories in my journal as a way to remember this trip by. I don't need a physical item to tell me that I had a good time. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. The next thing is workout clothes. This one used to be such a bad one for me, but now I just don't work out consistently enough to justify having separate clothes to work out in. I do have one sports bra that I never wear and will probably declutter pretty soon. And I do have one pair of bike shorts that I do wear pretty regularly, but mostly to bed. And workout gear can get expensive between having to buy sports bras and yoga pants and bike shorts and t-shirts, and they have workout dresses now. I would buy workout dresses. If you have a good brand of workout dress, I want to know. I'll live in a dress. But it does get very expensive. And as someone who doesn't work out consistently or heavily, is that the word I'm looking for? I don't do hard workouts. I don't like to run. I do like to lift, but I don't have weights in my house, and I have to walk over to our community gym, and I just don't do that. I really don't like working out. And the workouts I do are like 10 minutes, and a lot of the jeans I wear are pretty stretchy. I do live in dresses in the summer, so I'll just do my workouts in my just general clothes. Or I'll work out in a t-shirt and sleep shorts, or I'll wear my joggers and just wear my bralette while I work out. I work out in my own home, so I have the ability to do these things. I don't really need to change my clothes whenever I need to work out because I do work out in the comfort of my own home, so I really don't need to impress anyone but myself. Number 13. I see it all over the internet and it drives me cuckoo bananas. And that is excessive skincare products. I've done a lot of research, actual research, scientist here, not just Googling something. Scientific journals, the number one source. And so I've done a lot of research into what your skin actually needs. And so I've really pared down my skincare to, I think, just 4 or 5 products. I use a cleanser in which I double cleanse. I do have an acne cleanser, but I'm not a big fan of it. My doctor recommended it to me to try to control my hormonal acne a little bit, because you can't really control your hormonal acne with products. But this is what she recommended to me, so I'll probably actually get rid of that one. I use a serum that is a combination of vitamin C and retinol, which is dermatologist recommended you use every single day. You're supposed to use vitamin C serum in the morning and retinol in the evening, but I really didn't want 2 separate products, so I found a serum that was 2 in 1. So I do use it 2 times a day, one in the morning and once in the evening. And I use an SPF moisturizer so I don't have to use a separate sunscreen on my skin every day. And that's really much it. Was that 4 products that I use on my skin every day? And I feel like my skin is really healthy. I don't know, I'm not a doctor. But if your dermatologist told you something else, then by all means, do what you want. It's not my life. I don't care. But your skin can be harmed by putting too many products on it. You're going to overwhelm your skin microbiome and then it's not going to be good. But SPF is a crucial step in your skincare routine. So I was really, really mindful about finding products that have SPF in them since it is the best way to fight against premature wrinkles and aging. I am all for aging. We age gracefully here. We don't try to cover up our aging, but I don't want to be looking like I'm 60 when I'm 40. So for now, SPF is going on this face. Not for now. SPF every day, all day. And the last one. This is the one I get fired up about, and that is fast fashion. Ooh, hate it. It's low quality and the ethics surrounding it are very, very, very questionable. But I feel like most people know how bad fast fashion is for the world in general, but especially for the planet. Yet people just ignore it. It's a very privileged thing to be able to ignore how bad fast fashion really is. And it's generally made very cheaply, which is why it is so inexpensive. And that's not a good thing. The cheaper your clothes are, the cheaper they're made. I don't think people realize that. But I have found that paying more for an item makes me value that item more. The better quality an item is, and the more I paid for it, the more I'm forced to take care of it because I don't have the money to replace it. And it helps you evaluate whether you actually need or want that item. I see a lot of people who just pick up a clothing item because it's on sale and it's not really their style, but they buy it because it's cheap. This happens a lot with other products too, especially on those deals pages that people have for Amazon. People just buy things without actually needing them because they're cheap. And this is unsustainable. It's terrible for the planet and terrible for your wallet. I don't care how cheap an item is. If you're buying it when you don't really need it, you're wasting money. I feel the same way about Black Friday. If you didn't need the product before Black Friday, you don't need the product just because it's cheap. This is the hill I will die on. I swear I'm gonna die on this hill, but I digress. Let's get back to this last product before I die. But some of my favorite ethical brands are Everlane, Cotton, and Madewell. I love the quality of their products. They pay their workers a fair wage. They use organic materials. Their clothes are very good quality. They treat their workers with, actual human decency. But I understand that these products are very, very expensive. And I'm going to be honest, I haven't bought a single one of their products from their actual website. I have bought their products secondhand. And this really helps you buy ethical, well-made clothing at a discount. I use sites like Mercari, Poshmark, eBay still a thing, apparently. Sites like that really make fashion like this accessible for everyone. I've gotten some really nice quality items very inexpensively. I do have some fast fashion products in my closet still, but that's because I've taken care of them and I really like the look of them. This is a Hollister top that I'm wearing right now. I've had this for years and I bought it secondhand, so it doesn't have any additional toll on the planet. I love this sweater. I wear it at least once a week probably. Not in the summer. It's getting too hot to wear it now, so it's gonna need to be retired until the fall. So just keep that in mind whenever you're buying new clothes. Look on Poshmark or Mercari. If there's a certain item that you want, they'll probably have it. I've even started considering buying ethical underproducts. If you know a nice ethical brand that sells like bras and underwear, I am in the market. So please let me know. I got really fired up on that one. But I think that's it. It's been a long time since I've recorded. I'm sorry I haven't felt well the past couple of weeks. I came down with a really bad cold. You might have heard me sniffling and I do sound a little different because I'm still coming off of that cold, but thank you for being here if you watched until the end. One of my favorite YouTubers that I watched, I think Alexandra Rosalind. She's a booktuber. She always asks her subscribers to leave her an emoji. So if you watched until the end, please leave me an emoji that reminds you of summer, because summer is coming. Summer is my least favorite of the seasons. So please make it a little brighter and leave me a cute summer emoji. And until next time, thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. General dishwasher, or a lot of things found in general laundry. Why can't I say laundry today? This take is just not gonna happen. Can't I freaking talk today? Whew. Just gonna need a drink. Let's try that again. For myself, I really can't think today. I'm gonna start that one over. What am I doing? I got a what?